Hey everybody, welcome to today's reading. Today I want to take a sneaky peek into what makes you sexy. I want to take a look into what it is about your energy that draws people in, what it is physically that makes people lust after you, and what is unique about you that makes you stand out in a crowd. So if you want to find out the info and you want a little insight into what makes you sexy, I need you to pick a pile. Pile number 1, we have the pyrite crystal. Pile number 2, we have the clear quartz. And pile number 3, we have the amethyst. I highly suggest that you go with your first instinct. Spirit is going to guide you to the pile which has the most relevant information for you. Hello there, pile number 1, you chose the pyrite crystal. So let's get straight into your reading and find out what makes you sexy. So first, I want to gather a bit of information around your energy. What it is energetically about you that draws people in. What do people first notice about you? So we have the Taurus card and we have the Aquarius card. Now this could be very specific, as in you could be a Taurus sun, moon, rising or Venus, or an Aquarius sun, moon, rising or Venus, or have a mixture of Taurus and Aquarius in your chart. So the thing about Taurus and Aquarius is Taurus is the sign of aesthetics and beauty. I call it the supermodel placement. And Aquarius is like an alien kind of beauty. It's something otherworldly. Now, I would not be surprised if you are an extremely attractive person. And I mean the kind of beauty that you don't come across every day. I definitely feel you may have some very unique features, maybe very elongated, elegant features, and this really makes you stand out from other people. You could also be quite tall, but you don't have to be. You could be a shorter person with those elongated features, which makes you look taller than you are. You could have long legs. I would not be surprised if you actually are a model, or if you're not, I won't be surprised if people have pulled you aside before and said you should model. I do get the feeling that you may have turned down these proposals of modeling in the past because you feel like there's a lot more to you than your looks. And I definitely sense that you are highly intelligent with the Aquarius card here, because Aquarius is an air sign, and air signs are all about that logic, that intellect, but Aquarius is the most developed air sign, and I don't mean this in a bad way for the other air signs. It's an air sign that is, it's that otherworldly kind of stuff. It's like beyond earthly knowledge. It's like you have the knowledge of the universe. Don't want to lose you with that one. But it is also about progressiveness. It's also about the collective at heart. I do feel like people may get the wrong idea about you when they see you. So they may think that you are unapproachable because you look a certain way. You may have quite a broader face. Oh, it's actually quite tricky with this one, because Aquarius is like those elongated features and Taurus is like the broader features. You could be somebody who has quite wide set eyes but a very slender chin. Like your face has all the different angles, all the different perspectives. I do also sense this very adaptive energy with you as well. Like you're able to adapt to any situation at any time. And you could actually have chosen a career where you have to adapt constantly. This may be one of your main strengths. You can adapt in any situation. Like, you can be thrown in a group of people and you'll be able to converse with everyone as though you have an intimate relationship with them all. I do actually sense that you could be quite well versed. You could be able to communicate very well as well. Okay. But it's this adaptability, the ability to adapt. And I do think once people get past your very striking demeanour, because I do sense your physical appearance is very striking, I do think people are often left very surprised at how friendly you actually are. I do sense that you do have a very wise look about you, like the crone kind of energy. So you have the maiden, the mother and the crone. And those are the three archetypes of the female. The maiden is the young woman, no children, not many responsibilities. The mother is, as it says on the tin, the mother, and the crone is the more elderly, wise woman. The crone is the one who holds the wisdom and the knowledge. And I do sense you have very crone energy. And don't be offended by this, because I resonate with this, because I feel like I have crone energy. It doesn't mean you are old. It just means you have wisdom. You've brought wisdom with you from other lifetimes. You may have, when you were young, you may have been told you're wise beyond your years. But I do think it's a lot to do with this intellect that you have. I do think you're a studier as well. You're somebody who likes to understand everything at its core, at the root. So if someone tells you something, to some people it may just be so, but to you, you want to find out all the details. You need the evidence to know that something's true. And this has made you accumulate a lot of knowledge over the years, because you are always searching for the answers, the root, the core to everything in life. You can't be told anything. You're not naive. I do actually sense a lot of power from you. And again, it's that crone energy. I feel like you seem a lot older than you are. And because of your striking appearance, because you are extremely beautiful, but I do sense more sharper kind of features, maybe quite sharp cheekbones, strong bone structure. You do have this air of power. Like, you walk into a room and everyone thinks you're somebody important. You could also get mistaken for having more money than you have. People may just look at you and think richness. Pole number one just oozes richness and luxury. I'm also sensing that you are into your gadgets as well. You may be someone who's very high on tech and also knows a lot about tech. But you love convenience, because convenience brings you comfort. Okay, so I wrote down a few keywords to help me gather a bit more specific information about what makes you sexy, what makes you desirable. So I'm going to choose 3 of these little notes that I wrote out. I've got 2 in one there. It's that adaptability. I just saw 555 down here. You've got 4, by the way. I just saw 555, and it is that changeability. 5 is all about change. You can adapt. It's like you mold into any situation you're put in. And it's also because of that intellect, because you're so intelligent, you know how to resonate with different people, you know how to relate to different people. You have a conversation for everybody. You could also have very heavy Gemini as well. If you are a Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, comment down below. But also, if you have like a Gemini 5th house. Cheekbones, I told you. Sharp cheekbones. You have got sharper features. Okay. Okay, we've got a lot of physical attributes here for you because they're not all physical. Okay, so as mentioned, we've got the sharp cheekbones with you, and this may give you a very fierce kind of look. But we've also got your voice. Now, I do think you use your voice for a living, and if you don't use your voice for a living, you should. I was also getting, I didn't mention this before, a very pleasant singing voice. Now, this doesn't mean that you are going to be a singer or anything like that, but you may have a very pleasant singing voice. And singing may be something you do to pass the time. Also, if you do have this pleasant singing voice, I would highly suggest that you sing around more people. I do think maybe you keep this very private to yourself, but this voice that you have is so powerful, and this could be through singing, it could be through speech as well. You may have a very lovely sounding voice, like a relaxing kind of voice, but I do sense a career where people listen to you. You are probably very talented at public speaking as well. You're one of those people who's very charming too. You always know what to say. You can talk yourself out of any sticky situation. You can talk yourself into any VIP area. Okay, and then we've got the butt. So yes, you probably have a very nice butt, and I would definitely say that you attract people by your butt. And then you turn around and you have this fierce, like chiseled face, and I think people get very intimidated by you for that reason. It is a shame because you have this beautiful voice, this knowledge, this ability to create rapport. But when it comes to the opposite sex or the SEX that you are interested in, I think a lot of the time you won't be approached through intimidation. They will be so intimidated by your beauty, your fierceness. You're the kind of person that they think you're just going to shut them down. And my gosh, with your intellect and your speech and stuff like that, you have the full capability of shutting somebody down quite fiercely, but you look very desirable from behind. And then when you turn around, it's kind of even more mind-blowing. We also got spiritual, 777. Now I do think 7 is about the number 777. It's about introspection, it's about study. It's about looking under the surface as well, and that's what you do. Now, I do think to most people you have a very scientific mindset, but I think what you found was doing your research and doing your studies, and somebody who always questions everything. You know if something doesn't sound quite right, and if something doesn't sound quite right, you're going to find out the rightness in the situation. I do think you're very humanitarian as well. So if you see any wrongdoing and it's something that you can change or something that you can get involved in, you will always fight for the rights of the people around you. But during these discoveries for righteousness, I think you have found that there's a very spiritual core to everything in this world. You may be somebody who's into conspiracy theories as well. But also, I did actually sense, when I said conspiracy theories, I did sense somebody out there being like, no, I don't like to delve into the dramas. But you may be into ancient knowledge. You may have studied ancient knowledge, or you may watch documentaries about ancient knowledge in your pastime. But really, spirituality is all about oneness. It's about a true perspective of the world around us, and that is what you are always searching for. So even if you don't consider yourself as highly spiritual, you know that you have spiritual aspects to you, because you have found that a lot of stuff that you've researched Even going down pathways where things are unexplainable and you've reached the point where science can't explain, and you're like, right, there must be something more to this. And then you delve down the spiritual path to find the spiritual answers. You are so smart. You are so smart, and you are so beautiful as well. And I do think a lot of people stereotype people like that because they don't think you can have intellect and beauty. And you trash those stereotypes with your beauty and intellect. I don't know whether you grew up unattractive, or I don't mean like you were unattractive when you grew up, but people in school didn't class you as attractive. And I do sense this very natural beauty with you as well. Like, you're a beauty that hasn't been tampered with. So I'd be very surprised if you have dyed your hair many times in your lifetime. I would be surprised if you have altered your appearance in any way. And if you have altered your appearance, I do think it looks very natural on you. Because you have that face, that body that accepts any look. You're diverse. You're diverse physically, and you're diverse intellectually. Now, let's have a look and see what people who have been intimate with you find sexy about you. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles talks about long-term investments. So I definitely think you are the kind of person that makes people want to wife or hubby husband you. You are spouse material. People want to hold on to you. And I do think a lot of your relationships have ended in the past because the people that you get with are just downright silly. They're so stupid compared to you. I actually do sense a lot of people have tried to knock you down because they are so intimidated by you. And these could be friends, these could be relationships, and they've really tried to knock you because they know they can never match your level of beauty or intellect. They can never match your level of just amazingness. If you're watching this to get a boost, then hey, I'm giving you a massive boost right now, because it's true. But they also see that you are so hardworking and you're invested in everything that you do. You are a human version of an investment. And Taurus here, Taurus is all about investment, investing. You know, Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy. And we also have the Three of Wands. And I definitely think this talks about that investment energy again. I think people see you as somebody, if you are not already extremely successful, I think people look at you like you are going to be very successful. And I do think that's part of this investment energy. They can see the hard work and effort that you put into everything you do. They know how amazing you are. I do think that you're somebody who could do many different careers. Like, as mentioned, you could be a model. You're somebody who's always going to be all right. And sometimes people want to float on that safety net that you give them. You're safe. And we also have the Chariot, which talks about action, success, forward movement, control and willpower. And I do think this is your strength. We've got the white horse and the black horse. And this really does take me back to like the science and the spiritual. You have a full perspective of a situation. You have a full perspective of life. It's like, no matter what you go for in life, you always need to understand it. You have a full understanding. You're like the full package. And people see that you always go for what you want. And it's that power again. It's that It's really, this reading is really kind of mind-boggling me, because you've got everything. Like, you are the full package. And I'm really trying to explain this in a way that doesn't make it sound like I'm pulling on loads of different things so that something resonates, because I don't like to do my readings like that. I like to try and stay as specific as possible without broadening it so that everybody, you know, resonates, because it's great if everyone resonates, but it has to make some kind of personal sense to you. The reading has to feel right. But for you, it's like you tick so many boxes and you have so many, like, horses for courses. I don't know if that actually makes sense. You're so adaptive, you're so diverse, you're so well-rounded that literally you have it all. You have it all. Now, I also do sense that you are a very special spirit as well. I won't be surprised if you, from a very young age, knew that something wasn't quite right and you always decided to do things differently, and maybe this is why you may have been slightly outcasted in your school years. I don't really sense that you were heavily picked on, but I do sense that you were criticised a lot. And I do sense this criticism through jealousy and intimidation, because you're just naturally that intimidating kind of person. I won't be surprised if you actually do have plans to move abroad, or you have a dream of moving abroad, and if you do, you're going to do it. It's here with the Three of Wands, and we've got the 9th house. And the Chariot, which also talks about moving. But literally when you walk in a room, you're like Beyonce. Male or female, you're like Beyonce. All eyes are on you. And because all eyes are on you, some people will be like, woo, pile number one. And some people will be like, pile number one, through jealousy. Okay. So, let's have a look and see what makes you unique and stand out from the crowd. Okay, I knew this was going to come out at some point. I could sense it before I did the reading. Goddess. You are a goddess on earth. And you can be a male watching this. If you want to identify as a goddess, by all means do. But if you want to identify as a god, do that also. And this makes so much sense, where I was sensing that you just have it all. Like, you tick all the boxes: your beauty, your intellect, you're strong, you're powerful, you're wise. You bring wisdom from past lives, like I said at the start of this reading, because you're a goddess. A goddess stands for the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. You are so alluring because you have it all. Everyone wants to pin you down, and if they can't pin you down, they know nothing different but to get defensive around you. I do think you're one of those people as well that people go, how did pile one do that? How does pile one get everything they want? And baby, you work for it. But also, a goddess understands the importance of the physical, understands the importance of the earth, understands the importance that you don't step on a flipping spider just because you're scared of it. I don't know why that came into my head. You have a connection with all creatures. You have a connection with an ant, and that's why you understand how important it is to treat all humans, all creatures, with the love that you want to be treated with, because you're connected. You're so connected. If you are not doing a career at the moment that you love, I do think you may actually step into a more spiritual based career later on. I actually think this career could take you overseas. I did mention, didn't I, that I believe you want to move to another country, or maybe move to another town, or move, and you will. But I think if you are particularly if you do have dreams to move countries, I do think maybe you will be switching to a more spiritual based career here. That's really beautiful. I would really highly suggest, if you do relate to the goddess archetype, maybe looking into which goddess in particular you connect with the most. I am definitely sensing Gaia here, for sure. Mother Gaia. She is a goddess. She is the goddess of our earth. But it's power, you know, it's a powerful goddess that you're connected to. It's not something fancy, it's not like Aphrodite, it's a goddess of power. It's a goddess of the earth. I'm really feeling Gaia here for you guys. Okay. So to end this off, I want to choose a quick charm for you to get some extra insight. We have got the crown. Mother, goddess, Gaia, Mama Gaia. You have such a wise and enveloping energy because you're a walking safety net for people. And you truly have the ability to change people's lives with your wisdom. So, what I think makes you sexy is that you're the full package. Beauty, intellect, strength. And you don't hold it in to yourself. You share this. You got a lovely butt. You've got an even better face. You're fierce. And I do think you're somebody who truly wants to help someone. Well, help people, sorry, not someone. Maybe you're thinking right now that you want to help someone in particular, but you truly want to help people. And I think some people are intimidated by your strength, intimidated by your kindness. And that's fine. Oh my gosh, I always forget to do this. Let's talk about the crystal you chose, which is the pyrite crystal. Now, the pyrite crystal represents strength, energy, willpower, and confidence. It also releases fears, and I couldn't help but see the strength in your reading. You are so strong, and you are somebody who goes for whatever you want to go for in life, and that's why you get results, because you go for things, and you believe in spirit as well. You believe that you are safe, you believe that you are protected, and you believe in something beyond this earthly plane. You believe. Pile number 1, that is your reading. I really hope this resonated. If it did, please drop me a like. If you like content like this, please subscribe, because I would love to make more content like this for you. And pile number 1, you are a goddess or god, whichever resonates with you. And yeah, keep being absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. Hello, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. Let's have a look at what makes you sexy. And to shoot this off, I want to have a look at the energy surrounding you. What is it about you that draws people in? And we have the 9th house of spiritual growth and Libra, the sign of consideration, fairness, and harmony. So automatically with Libra, I am gathering that you are very pleasing to the eye. Symmetrical features. You may have a very symmetrical face, and we all know facial symmetry is related to attractiveness. I do sense a very clean kind of look about you. You may wear the same hairstyle constantly. You may always wear a particular signature bag. I do sense signature style with you. Or you may always wear like the signature eyeliner. It's like it's your thing. And I think you do it so well because you've perfected it so much. And whatever this thing is, that's your signature, I do think people know you for it. And it makes you feel like it's like your representation of yourself. Because with Libra here as well, Libra is the ruler of that 7th house. The consideration between two people. And Libra energy can be very giving and sometimes quite self-sacrificial. So I do feel like whatever this signature thing that you wear, that you do with your makeup or what you do with your hair, it represents you. Because you have this need to please, you are a people pleaser, but you are a very pleasant person to be around though, so it makes sense. I do feel like you, even though on the outside you may look quite, or seem quite self-sacrificial, I do think you hold a very strong core within you. It's like you're very kind, but if someone crosses your boundaries, there's a warrior like living inside of you. I've just gone out of focus. Hello. And with the 9th house as well, we've got spiritual growth, and the 9th house does represent Sagittarius, and that is a very bubbly, fiery, warm kind of energy. And I do think there is something about you that draws people in. I do think it's this Libra energy, but it could also be this 9th house energy. I don't know whether you've got a sun in the 9th house, like the sun, not a son as in a child, the sun in the 9th house, or the moon in the 9th house, potentially, if you're into your astrology and you know. You could also have a Sagittarius 9th house or a Libra 9th house. But there's something magnetic about you. I'm definitely sensing magnetism. I do think a lot of people are drawn to you, and you may find that if you stand in a room and you don't know anyone, and you, like, maybe you've walked into a bar on your own, you'll probably find that a lot of people will spark up conversation with you. People are drawn to you. People feel warmth around you. And I did mention those symmetrical features. Did I mention the symmetrical features? I do feel like you have a very symmetrical face, and this makes you very attractive. You may have a very voluptuous behind, or a perky behind. I do sense that. Because Libra does represent that lower back, and Sagittarius 9th house energy is the thighs. So you may be very curvaceous, very Marilyn Monroe-esque. And there's a sexiness to that as well. I do sense that you're very pleasing to the eye. Now, I've wrote down a few keywords here, and I'm going to pick a few of these so I can get a bit more of a specific understanding of what in particular it is about you that makes you sexy. So we've got quite a lot here, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with them. So you have a nice bone structure, and I do think this has a lot to do with that symmetry. You've got a very symmetrical face. You've got a nice chest, so you've got the butt and the boobs, so I think you're all good there. Okay, there's a lot here. Wait there a second, guys. Let me just take all of this in. Oh. Okay. So, we have got the physical things that we're picking up on here. We've got cute. And I did feel that really pleasing energy around your appearance. It was like looking at your face is very healing, because we've also got healing here. It's like someone could look at your face for hours and they would struggle to find an imperfection. And I do sense this very, like I did sense like a baby face with you. I don't know whether you've got smaller features or whether you've just got like a nice little button nose. But everything about your face is pleasing. But I do think you take a lot of consideration when it comes to doing yourself up. As mentioned, there's that signature eyeliner or that signature hairdo that you always wear. And because you always do it, you have perfected it. Like, it would be very difficult for somebody to find an imperfection on this signature look that you have. You've also got the lips here, so you may, I do think you're very you're very good at communicating because we have Libra here, but I wouldn't be surprised if you find that a lot of people tend to look at your lips when you talk and you catch them glancing at your lips. I don't know whether you've got very plump lips or, again, like maybe a strong Cupid's bow. We do have Libra here, which is ruled by Venus, and Venus energy does give me that Cupid's bow kind of energy, like a nice high Cupid's bow. But with the cute face as well, you could have, you may be a bit like Selena Gomez, where you don't have much space in between your Cupid's bow and your nose, which does give you that air of youth. I do feel the energy that you're very bright-eyed. Even if you're feeling tired, you may look very vibrant. And I do think this is another reason why you're so magnetic. Like, you just ooze energy. You've got such a warm feeling about you, and people are drawn to that. They're magnetized to that. Let me just sort this out because my camera's about to go off. Oh, wait there, one sec, guys. There we go. Oh, gosh. We've also got bone structure, and I do think that's got to do with your symmetry. I do sense very symmetrical features on you, and the boobs and the chest. So you could have, I really sense with this, like a wider kind of set, like chest. Like you've got quite a wide chest bone, maybe broader shoulders. But again, it suits you because everything's in good proportion. So you may have broader shoulders, even if you're a female, broader shoulders, but you still have that broad, they've got those broad hips as well. So you are a literal kind of hourglass, and you could be a bigger person or you could be a slimmer person, but you have this hourglass. It's like if somebody was going to measure your body, it would be equal, like the perfect body. So much emphasis around your body as well. Clearly you are very, very, very attractive here. But we've also got healing, authoritative and beautiful. And I think because you are so kind and considerate, I do think people do find your energy to be beautiful. Like, you're such a beautiful soul. As well as being physically beautiful, you're so kind and considerate that people just think, oh, I love Pal too. They are just so beautiful. I can imagine you have this kindness, the kind of kindness where if somebody around you is gossiping, if somebody around you is slamming somebody, you'll step in and you're like, okay, guys, look, everyone has a right to their own opinion, but this is a bit unfair because the person we're talking about isn't here. And you do it in such a diplomatic way that you can't be hated for it. People love you for it. And I do think people, when they're with you, they just feel the harmony around you. You could be very peaceful as well. Somebody who's really calming to be around. And healing, there we go. I was going to say healing. Healing to be around as well. Now, for healing, we've got 1111, 1111. So I don't know whether you actually see the numbers 1111 a lot, or whether you have like 111 crop up in your life a lot. 1111 is symmetrical. It is about happiness, wish fulfillment, new beginnings which bring new goals and new achievements. But this could also indicate that your life is actually about to go through some kind of change, and change for the positive. I do feel like you're going to be seen for something quite soon. You're going to get some validation for something that you've been wanting validation for quite soon. And I do think this healing message with 1111 is here to tell you, whatever it is that you're desiring right now, it is coming. Stay strong and stay in the belief that it is going to be yours. That was a random message there, guys, but please listen to that if that resonates to you. Also, we've got authoritative. So this is what I meant before when I said, like, you're so kind and considerate. If somebody crosses you, you're like, right, no. You have this like justice about you, and that makes so much sense because of the Libra card that came out to begin with. You're all about justice. Justice of those around you, but also justice for yourself. You're somebody who can be kind and caring, but not be a pushover. And I do think this is something that's extremely attractive about you, because most people who are as kind as you can be taken advantage of, but you cannot. You have this cute kind of demeanor that's very like innocent, and that bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kind of look, warming, caring. But you also have this strength and intellect that comes out when it needs to. I don't know whether you actually have any connection to law, or whether you are very good at anything that involves contracts, anything that involves looking into the tiny details. I definitely sense something to do with law and contracts around you. Weddings. I also sense something around weddings. I don't know whether you're a wedding planner, whether you want to be a wedding planner, or maybe even like a florist. You work with people who are planning their weddings, or this could be a dream of yours. And if this is a dream of yours, it could be why we are seeing this 1111. Like, things are coming, things are changing, things are going to manifest soon. Okay. Let's have a look at what the people who have been intimate with you in the past find sexy about you. It doesn't have to be in the past, it can actually be in the present. What people who have been intimate with you find sexy about you. So we've got the Four of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. And already we're getting the Queen of Swords with that cutthroat kind of energy. Justice energy. The Queen of Swords is Libra. It's the Libra card. The Queen of Swords takes no SHIT. She's self-assured and she knows what she wants. And she has clear boundaries, as well as being honest, and as well as being fair, but it's also independence as well. We've got some independence here. Look at the owl on here, that's wisdom. You're so smart. And I think you are the kind of person that takes people by surprise. When you say something smart, witty, or when you stick up for yourself, people go, whoa, I'm actually quite scared of pile number 2. But also, I do really sense a very single energy around you. So much independence with the Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. Like with the Four of Pentacles, to me, this tells me that you hold on to your independence very tightly. And with the Four of Cups, this shows me that maybe because you're holding on to your independence so tightly, you are missing opportunities that are being given to you. It's weird with this reading because I'm sensing future things for you. I'm sensing advice in here for you, as well as telling you why you're sexy. I do think Spirit is telling you to let go a little bit, because there's an opportunity coming for you and you may turn it down because of your fear of losing your independence. This could be a work collaboration that you're being asked to be open to. Or it could even be a love. A lover is waiting to come in. Let's see if I'm getting any more information. I do actually think this could be a work opportunity coming in for you. With the second house, Scorpio and Saturn. Something that you have been working hard on, but maybe you don't want to collaborate with somebody. You want to do this on your own, but you're being asked to collaborate. But also this talks about so much financial power and gain if you go with this thing. Don't pass up this opportunity. But going back to what makes you sexy, you know, it's that independence. If you choose to be with another person, if you choose to collaborate with another person, work-wise or love-wise, you are always going to hold that independent air because you are your own person. You have an individuality, pile number 2. And I think because of this Libra energy surrounding you, you're so worried that someone else coming into your life is going to remove that individuality that you have, that uniqueness that you have. But you've got to understand that you are so unique, and no one can come into your life and take that away from you. And sometimes you are limiting yourself because you're scared to collaborate with another person. You're scared to give an aspect of you to another person. I don't know whether you're worried that somebody is going to take an idea of yours and call it their own as well. Okay, so let's take a look and see what makes you stand out from the crowd. And we got the poet. Oh my God, that was my stomach. Did you hear that? That was so loud. We got the poet. And the poet talks about expressing soul's insights in symbolic language. It is that that uniqueness about you. It's like you have, you're really inspirational, is what I'm actually getting from this. You're amazing at inspiring other people, because you have that magnetism where people are drawn to you. So you have the ability to get people in quick. And then once they're in, you have this sureness with your language, this sureness with your speech, the fact that you're very knowledgeable. The fact that you have the ability to also see situations from different angles as well. I do feel like your speech could be very healing for other people. I think your energy alone is very healing for other people, but your speech is very healing as well. I actually feel like you were a performer in your past life. And I feel like you've taken this magnetism that you had in your past life through into this lifetime. And it's that you're still shining from your past lifetime as a performer. I don't know whether you're somebody who's into the arts, or somebody who has studied the arts, somebody who's wanted to perform or wanted to be a dancer, because that's another thing, dancing, expression through movement, expression through art of some kind. I feel like this is a lot more like a reading rather than actually telling you why you're sexy. So I do apologize for this, but I'm really sensing that you need to put yourself out there more. You have some wisdom that can inspire many. I definitely see something coming up with work as well. Definitely something coming up with work, a big change coming up with work that is going to have a connection to your past life, like a skill that you brought through from your past life, along with that like energy, that like magnetizing energy that you have in this lifetime. But it is that magnetism that you have that makes you so sexy. Like, people just can't get enough of you. You are like walking Venus. So I pulled your charm, and we've got the Mother and the Sun in the heart. I do think you have got this very motherly energy because you've got the kindness. but you've got the wisdom as well. I think people really look up to you. And I think when you're in a crowd of people, everyone is talking to you. When you're in a group of friends, like, you are the leader, you're the one who's the person that everyone is like, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but you're the person who's calling the shots in your friends group. And it is that authoritativeness that you have that also makes you very attractive. Okay, guys, I really hope this resonated for you. It was a bit of a tricky one because it kind of went into a reading. But if this resonates, please drop me a like. And I have forgotten to talk about your crystal. You chose the clear quartz crystal. So the clear quartz enhances intuitive abilities. It unlocks memories, aids concentration, and balances. Now with the Libra and the scales and the balance, I'm definitely getting that with this clear quartz. You are someone who balances. You're well balanced yourself. You're someone who can help balance other people. Maybe this is what it is. When your friends feel out of balance, they come to you. You heal them. And I do think with the mother here and the charm, you do have like mother's intuition. I can imagine you give your friends a lot of advice actually. But I do think at times you can see yourself as such a strong kind of character in your friends group. Someone who gives the best advice. But sometimes this stops you from being open with other people. Maybe you're not delving into, maybe you're not taking the advice that you give your friends and people around you. And also we've got aids concentration. And Libra is an air sign. I won't be surprised if you have a lot of Libra in your chart, to be fair. You're somebody who sees through people's SHIT as well. You see straight through people. And this makes you sexy. It's like you can undress people emotionally because you see straight through them. You know them at their core. And this is that intuition that you have. Okay, I am going to leave it there, part 2. I really hope this resonated. If you liked this reading and it resonated, please drop me a like. If you like content like this, please subscribe, because I would love to make more content like this for you. And part number 2, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in your next reading. Goodbye. Hello there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the amethyst crystal. I want to take a look at what makes you sexy. And to kick this reading off, I want to start with the energy that surrounds you. What is it about your energy that draws people in? So we have Venus and the Moon, 2 extremely magnetic energies. Venus is the planet of love and seduction, and the Moon rules our subconscious. It's like a subconscious magnetism. So, actually, before I started this reading, I was eating some spinach, and I really do hope that none of the spinach goes in between my teeth and you see any spinach in between my teeth, because that would be mortifying. But I was really sensing with pile number 3 that you've got a very healing energy, but I was really sensing like medical healing as well. I don't know whether you are somebody who heals the body, because the Moon does actually rule the body. So I don't know whether you heal the body in some way. It could be spiritual healing, Reiki, or something like that. Or it could be that you are a nurse, training nurse, somebody who heals the body. I do think you're somebody who's very into health and nutrition as well. very healing energy around you, both emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Now, because of this Venus and Moon influence, I really sense like an old Hollywood kind of beauty around you, or handsomeness. A classic kind of beauty. Dreamy, like old film. You may be into vintage. You may have a very vintage look. I actually do see curly hair. So I don't know whether you have natural curly hair or whether when you wear your hair curly, people always compliment you on it and say it really suits your face. But old Hollywood style. You probably suit florals, you probably suit frills and flowy materials. I just think you ooze romance. I do think you could be somebody who romanticizes as well. Somebody who loves love. And because you love love, you take love very seriously. I think you spread love as well. You spread your love around. If there's not love in the air, it's not a good time for you guys. But along with this as well, I sense a very intuitive kind of motherly energy with you as well. I think you bring a lot of comfort to people around you because of your loving energy. You're so soft, like your energy is soft and dreamy. Like your energy is like being up in the clouds. I don't know whether you smoke, as in smoke weed. But I'm definitely sensing that very like a very like flowy kind of energy with you. Like you flow through life so effortlessly, or at least it looks effortless to other people. Okay, so I wrote down some keywords, some physical attributes, some you know, regular attributes, so that I could gain a more specific understanding of what it is in particular that makes you sexy. And we've got, oh, free spirit, guys. I've dropped one of them. Abseiling down the side of my table there. So remember, I mentioned that flowy energy around you, like you just flow through life effortlessly. You are a free spirit. Nothing holds you back. Nothing holds you down. You go where the energy tells you to go. You could be somebody who changes jobs a lot, or even changes careers within a field. So if you do work in the medical industry, you may change from being a midwife to working in orthopedics or something like that. I don't really know much about that, but okay. That's my stomach. I'm so hungry. I always get really hungry by the end of my filming days, so I do apologise if you can hear my stomach. So we've got baby face. So you probably are somebody who looks very youthful. You could be young, or you could be somebody who's older who everyone mistakes for looking younger, which is always amazing. But automatically, I was getting like this broader face with you. Like, don't be offended, but like a little bit like, not chubby cheeks, but cute cheeks, like wide cheekbones. And like this wider face with like the smaller features. Dreamy eyes, especially with the moon here. I do think you're one of, well, I did say you were a classic beauty, like a Hollywood beauty. Soft features. Soft and petite features. You know when you get those people who literally look good from any angle? I really feel like that's you. Even if you get caught in the mid laugh or mid like nose scrunch. I look awful when I do that, by the way. You look cute. Like there's something about you where no matter what, like when you take pictures of a toddler, I have a son who's 4 years old and he actually does have quite a wide face and these petite little features, and no matter what angle you take a picture at him from, he looks absolutely like gorgeous. And I definitely think that's the same with you. Like you're extremely photogenic, very, very beautiful. Now I think you may actually have a bit of an issue with your appearance. I think you may think, oh, I want to be sexy, not cute. Or I want to have that supermodel kind of chiseled look. But what you don't realize is you've got something that a lot of other people want. That face that looks amazing at any angle. It's pleasant, it's symmetrical. You kind of... It's like when people look at you, at your face in particular, they're trying to see a flaw, but they can't. So you may find people looking quite deep into you, but they're trying to see just an ounce of asymmetry in your face, but they can't. We also got bone structure here as well. So I did feel that wider bone structure. And then we got intense. But this would make a lot of sense with the moon. Like you've got a depth to you. And you're intuitive. Very intuitive. I do think you could be somebody who isn't afraid to talk about more like, I want to say serious subjects, but I think you can see pain in someone. If a friend, for instance, turns up and they're feeling, or they're acting a little out of sorts, you're the kind of person who will sit down with them and give them therapy there and then so that you can go out and have a good time. And I think this makes you very intense at times. Like you don't expect it because you're such a free spirit and you're so, you physically look so cute and you've got this baby face and you look young, probably younger than your age. Now people don't expect that intensity from you. People don't expect that depth from you. I don't know whether you have came from a background where you had to be very independent from a very young age, or you had to be very supportive of a parent at a very young age. I don't want to get into too much detail here because I am getting visions, but I can see you telling a parent no. Like your parent was very childlike. But your parent was also free spirit, and that's where you've got your free spirit from. But you had to be stern at times. Okay. So, let's have a look and see what people who have been intimate with you find sexy about you. Okay, we've got the 6 of Wands and the 3 of Cups, which is absolutely beautiful energy right there. 6 of Wands is success, public recognition, self-confidence. If you haven't, I really sense an artistic side of you as well. I need some more information on this. I do sense an artistic side in you. I don't know whether you make short movies, whether you sing, whether you're a storyteller of some kind. But I do sense this very bohemian kind of energy around you, where you just do whatever you want to do and it just works out. Like, people are in awe of you, they're inspired by you. You've got this very unique creativity. The kind of creativity that only comes from like a star. Like, you've got star quality. And I don't know whether you're actually pursuing something creative full time. But if not, this is definitely something you do on the side. And people love it. It's healing for people. And if you don't do anything creative on the side, this could be volunteer work that you do, which really helps people. Or it could even just be that you are a counsellor to the people around you. I'm definitely getting that counsellor energy with you. Like, you counsel those around you, you heal the people around you. And you're so loved for this. I do sense that you're somebody who's very popular because of this as well. Like, you're such a lovely energy to be around. Like, the Six of Wands and the Three of Cups, you can't get like more enlightening energy than that. You are fulfillment. And if you're somebody watching this and you've not gained life's fulfillment yet, you don't feel fulfilled, you've got amazing things coming. 100% you are extremely popular, you're extremely liked. You are good vibes. Okay. See if I'm picking up anything else from this. I do sense you have a way with words as well. It's like you have this ability to, you speak so fluently, but you're very powerful when you speak. And I think this is what heals people around you. This is why you make such a good counsellor, because you have the ability to boost everyone up around you. There's a word I'm thinking of. Just very inspiring with your speech. Like Martin Luther King. You know, that's his most famous speech. It wasn't planned. I read about it. He had notes that were planned and he just threw away the notes and he just went for it. And it all came from the heart. And that's what you do. You speak from the heart and people can sense that. You spread the love. You know, I mentioned the love at the start of this reading. Like, you spread love everywhere you go. I do think you could be very influential for this reason. I don't know whether you are a content creator or an influencer, but if not, you could be someone who, on your personal socials, you gain a lot of attention, a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of followers. Okay. And because of this, people want a little bit of what you've got. People find it alluring. People want to be with you and be you. Very influential energy here. Okay, so what makes and the people who have been with you, like when you leave their life, they feel the void. But I don't actually feel many people take advantage of you, because I think people know they've got a good thing when they have you. So let's have a look and see what makes you unique and stand out from the crowd. Storyteller. Ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Now this really is that influence that you have. That ability to inspire with your speech. It's like you have the ability to decorate speech as well. Like, it's storyteller, yes, you can take people on a journey. Did I mention previously in this reading that you could be a storyteller? I actually feel like I said those words. And also, the storyteller is creative. They can take a story and embellish it and make it a novel. Does that even make sense? You take a story and you can make it into a novel. Or you can take the written word and make it into a piece of art. And I think that is something that people find very sexy about you. But I do feel like you dress yourself like a piece of art as well. Like, you are so expressive with your vocabulary and your speech. You're also very expressive with the way that you look. That kind of vintage kind of look again. You dress by how you feel. If you are feeling in your emotions, you'll decide to wear blue. If you are feeling happy, you will wear yellow. If you're feeling optimistic, you'll wear orange. And you may actually be somebody who's very much into colour healing. I was gaining a healing energy from you guys. You may be somebody who's into colour healing. You may be somebody who is into spiritual healing, meditation. Meditation may be somewhere where you get these ideas, where you get this inspiration from to relate to others. Another bit of insight, please. The heart. I looked in and I knew that one was coming out because you are an expansive person. Your energy is contagious and expansive, like a heart. I can imagine you're you're a good manifester as well. Like, if you want to go to Bali, given a month, you will have manifested a trip to Bali. Like, that kind of person. You just ride life. I do sense that you do keep quite busy. And I do sense that when you stop, you wonder whether you've done enough. But you have. You've done more than enough. And even when you're older, you're going to have this young energy. Okay. So, pole number 3, you chose the amethyst crystal, and the amethyst relieves stress and anxiety, and I do feel like you do this for other people. I probably would suggest that you make sure that you give yourself as much healing as you give others, because you are go, go, go. Maybe sometimes you fail to stop. But also, amethyst is such a healing crystal. It regulates hormones, which helps heal skin disorders caused by hormone imbalance. It helps heal digestive issues. It enhances the immune system in general. And I do feel like with the heart charm, just your energy can heal other people, because you heal people through laughter, happiness. Yeah. And you like to heal people from the inside out. You're not superficial. And that's really sexy about you. You're not superficial. You never judge a book by its cover. Okay. Pile number 3. That is your reading. I hope this resonated. If it did, please drop me a like. And if you feel comfortable to do so, please drop me a comment down below. If you like content like this, please subscribe, because I would love to make more content like this for you. And yes, pile number 3. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in your next reading. Goodbye.